This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by HostGator Web Hosting. It's web hosting completely powered by green energy. Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Max Scoville.
And happy end of E3.
Oh, indeed.
We're still coming at you from not so sunny Los Angeles here. It's our last day. How was E3, Max? This was our first one.
This was our first E3. You guys watching at home, thank you for tuning into our videos. We had a blast. It's E3.
I wasn't really sure what to expect here.
Yeah.
Things were busy, obviously. There was a ton of work, but also a lot of fun. And even though it was our first E3, I talked to a bunch of the other Destructoid editors who all said that this was the best E3 yet.
Really?
Though I'm sure they say that every year.
Yeah, they're full of shit, honestly.
Yeah, they really are.
Let's do a wrap-up of all the cool things that we saw and some of the bad things. Number one, category one, go. Biggest game.
For me, it has to be Bioshock Infinite. I was a little disappointed that we didn't actually get hands-on time with it. They took us into a big room and showed us about a 10 to 15 minute demo of it, and it looks freaking amazing. It's like a huge, expansive world up in the sky in the city of Columbia. They've got a skyline going, which creates like non-stop action. The story seems really great. It seems like it's going to be a really awesome sequel to Bioshock 2. And I got some interview time with Ken Levine, the designer of the game, who talked about it.
That dashing gentleman.
He's a great interviewer, by the way. Yeah, he does most of the talking, which is how, interviewee, sorry. Yeah, he does most of the talking, though, which is, what I want in an interviewee, because people want to hear from him, not me. But yeah, Bioshock Infinite, it's shaping up to be terrific. I really can't wait until we get some actual hands-on demo time with it.
Very cool.
What about you?
I got to check out Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which you guys, if you're looking forward to it and waiting with bated breath for Elder Scrolls 5, you will probably be very, very happy with what they've got in the works. And if you're not looking forward to it, there's something seriously wrong with you, because this game looks like fucking epic. And I use that word I try and use it sparingly. I mean it really hard for this. Previous Elder Scrolls, I think it's nerdy shit. It's fantasy shit. There's nothing wrong with that. This looks like Lord of the Rings. This is the kind of thing where if anybody makes fun of you for playing it, they can shut up and leave. They are not welcome anymore. It's not okay.
Did you happen to see a squid bear anywhere in the demo?
I didn't. I actually felt really stupid. After seeing the demo, I pretty much just shut up about all my dumb jokes. I love the squid bear and everything. I was about to tweet some stuff oh, I'm the Skyrim, I'm about to see a squid bear is here. But no, I saw it with Jim Sterling. We did a video on it. We honestly were both we had chills afterwards. It looks so cool. I did hear a little rumor, and bear in mind, this is totally a rumor. I heard that Bethesda has to bring in John Carmack, the creator of the id Tech engine, to fix it, or to fix the game, because apparently it's really janky. Then again, this is Bethesda. They have a history of shipping games that are a little bit buggy. I personally am looking forward to playing a really, really, really good-looking game that has a lot of potential and a lot of things going on with it. And it might be a little bit janky. Might get some cool stuff like rotating heads and invisible typewriters like in New Vegas,
You know what? The game hasn't been released yet, so it's all kind of fair game right now. I was playing Need for Speed The Run, and the game just completely froze in the middle of playing.
I mean, that's why the games aren't out yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, one really huge game of the show is Battlefield 3, but we didn't get a chance to see that because there was just a line going God knows how long. A couple other guys from Destructoid did get to see it, and there are previews written up on the site. Moving on, the biggest thing, the physical thing, not a game, like a gizmo, a gadget.
Yeah, this was actually a great year for hardware, too, although people had some mixed reviews about it. Can you talk about the Wii U for a second?
Oh, good God, do I have to? Okay, we saw the Wii U showed up. I didn't know what to think. I guess I had some expectations because I was really surprised by how it looks. It's you've got a 6-inch tablet screen, touchscreen thingy, and it's got apparently it's got the circle pads like on the
dual analog sticks.
3DS, but I don't think it's dual analog sticks.
Well, they're not sticks. They're it's like on the 3DS.
Yeah, they're circle pads.
Exactly.
So that's interesting. I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out. The lineup of games that were shown off and that apparently people are working on, like third-party stuff. It's going to have Arkham City. It's going to have
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, Aliens, Colonial Marines. Some really good stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool.
Yeah, we didn't actually get to see that physically
Nintendo pretty much cut off the line as soon as people were the show opened, and in about, I think, 40 minutes afterwards, they were like, we're full, we're reached capacity for the day. And it's the kind of tactic that nightclubs take, where they're like, no, can't let anybody else in, and then 3 blondes walk by, and they're like, come on. Let's come back to that in a second.
Yeah, because one thing that we did actually get to see, and not only that, but we got hands-on time with it, was the PS Vita. You and I both got that.
I thought it was really cool.
I put a little preview video up on our YouTube channel, so go check that out. But they had 5 games there for demo. They had Little Big Planet, which looked amazing on the Vita. I have to say, like, the graphics are just incredible. They had Uncharted, Little Deviant. They had this weird kind of rhythm game called
Sound Shapes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird
and then
game.
One other game that I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but
Virtua Tennis, I think.
Yeah, Virtua Tennis, which was the least fun out of all of them, actually.
What's
you
a
just
sports?
literally touch the screen. It doesn't matter where you touch it.
Yeah,
you hit the ball no matter what.
The touch screen involvement for that was very, very tacked on. It was really similar to the PS3
So,
one,
like, you know, we've been talking about how the Vita has the front and back touch screen. I finally got to try that out. I was a little bit skeptical of it, and that skepticism remains, because the thing is, the Vita is so wide when you hold it in your hands that it's almost impossible to reach like the middle of the back of the touch screen with just your finger, unless you have like long, slender, creepy man fingers like Max.
Never had a problem with having long fingers.
But other than that, it looks great. They use a lot of the hardware components in the actual games, like the touch screen, and then there's a lot of puzzle components, like Little Big Planet.
I think that the hardware has some really, really good like potential. I'm dying to see what kind of games are gonna, come out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pick it up the first day. I think the price point is huge. It's gonna be $250 for the Wi-Fi version and $300 for the 3G and Wi-Fi. That's that makes the 3DS look really stupid, I think.
It does. And I have to say, like, I was so much more excited about the prospect of a new Nintendo console, but, like, after E3 now, I have to say I'm so much more excited about the Vita.
Let's move on to the next category, which is biggest disappointment, and mine is the Wii U. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that. Everything I heard beforehand made me think this was going to be like the GameCube 2, and this was going to be like a return to kind of like trying to appeal to hardcore gamers. And the lineup they've got admittedly sounds like it, but the handheld controller, it sounds. The best comparison I can think is it's a Frankenstein. It looks like it was a whole bunch of ideas from different people trying to do different things put into one place. And that can be great. That can be like a think tank, and you can come up with great ideas from that. But I think in this case, it seems like a second grade class wrote a picture book, and it's like everyone illustrated a different page. So
exactly, it's like it's gimmicky, Like I was hoping it wouldn't be as gimmicky as it was. I was hoping it would just be a really powerful home console, and that's it.
Yeah.
No, like gimmicky, like motion control. Although
it's Nintendo. I don't think it opens up much in the way of like. Opening doors for new gameplay, it's not that exciting. I think the PS Vita has a lot more potential. The dual touchscreen, that you can make an entire new kind of puzzle game with that. Mm-hmm. Like you're touching both sides of the screen. That's crazy, like space age shit. Having a controller that has a screen on it doesn't really seem that exciting to me. So there's that. What was your big disappointment?
Mine has to be the game Rage, which I got to check out over the Bethesda booth. It's like a post-apocalyptic first-person shooter.
It's done by id.
Totally like uninspired. I feel like it's developed by id, and in fact, like John Carmack is even talking about like the first Rage hasn't even been released yet. He's already talking about like making a second one, which is kind of like stupid, but whatever. Just like really uninspired, typical enemies. Nothing interesting about them. I was just not overwhelmed or whelmed at all.
Early on, I was interested in what they were doing. I mean, years back, I remember reading that this was going to be an id game that wasn't just corridors and walk around in the dark. This was going to be big and wide open. And then I think they're kind of like off their game. Like it doesn't really impress me. It looks derivative. I mean, we've already got Borderlands, already got Fallout. It's just like what is it there for? So
it looks like all the worst parts of those games mixed together.
Okay, so moving on to our next category, biggest sleeper hit. Biggest thing to keep your eyes on, because there's a lot of stuff at E3 obviously that people are going to like publicize the hell out of. I mean, you get giant like banners that say Battlefield 3 that you can see from space, and then you've got smaller stuff that people have no idea what it is. We checked out Payday. Tara, your thoughts? What is it?
Conrad Zimmerman actually called us over and he was like, you got to check out this game. I was like, I haven't heard of this. Like, how did this fly underneath my radar? And it's actually really fun.
What does it do?
It's a bank heist simulator, basically. So, like, there's actually 6 modes in the game, but we just got to preview one of them. Basically, it's like up to 4-person multiplayer. You go in there. It's been described as kind of like a video game version of the movie Heat, basically.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like Left 4 Dead, but except instead of killing off like waves of zombies, you're robbing a bank and killing cops.
Yeah, basically. Like each person has a different role in the game. So somebody's got to like carry an ammo bag, and somebody's got to be like a medic. And you like approach the bank manager, take a bunch of hostages. You know, you got to find the vault and then drill your way out of the building.
Yeah. I found the objectives to be a lot more interesting than Left 4 Dead. I mean, they were like, you got to get in. When you start the heist, you're not immediately a criminal. You have to actually start the heist. Like you're
you walk into the bank just a normal
and then you
person.
put the mask on your face and pull out the gun, and it looks really cool. And
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing I would really want to play with friends.
Yeah, that's another game that we got a separate video for over on our YouTube channel, so check that out.
But really, keep an eye on that because it's very cool. It's going to be on
coming out this year on PC and PS3.
Yeah, so very cool. Pissed I
What
don't have
about
an
you?
Xbox.
What's your biggest sleeper?
I checked out some of the Xbox Live Arcade stuff. They're doing Summer of Arcade. One of them that you probably would just, if you saw it on a list, you'd skip it. It's called Renegade Ops. It's the most generic name possible. The game is kick-ass. It's the guys who did Just Cause, and it's like a top-down, drive a little car around. You're from this action team, a very like. It's a lot of homage to 80s action movies, really campy shit like that. But it's kind of like Jungle Strike or Urban Strike, one of those old helicopter games. You are just driving around in the jungle and shooting stuff. It's a twin-stick shooter. It's really fun. Like it looks incredible. It feels like playing with micro machines. I like it. Really, it's gonna be $10. I'm not even going to say keep your eye out. Just buy it. Check it out.
I didn't get a chance to check that one out.
Yeah.
We were over at the Summer of Arcade booth, but that one totally slipped by me.
Exactly, because it's called Renegade Ops. I don't know who the fuck thought that name up.
Well,
It's
I
retarded.
hear a name like that, and I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I'm
Renegade
out. Shut it
Ops,
down.
like video game about something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we've got our final category coming up, but first, why don't we take a second to thank our sponsor?
Let's do that. The internet is fun, and with HostGator.com, you can get your blog or website up and running in minutes. With plans starting at just $4.95 a month, you get 24/7 support and access to website building tools with over 4,000 templates. They'll even migrate your current site for free. HostGator is offering Destructoid viewers 25% off their order or their first month free. So just go to HostGator.com and enter the code Destructoid at checkout to redeem your offer today. Okay, so coming back, we have our very special, super awesome bonus category in which Tara and I both just say whatever the hell we feel like because it's not even a category.
Yeah.
What are your categories?
Person I want to punch in the face most?
Biggest person you want to
After
punch in
you?
the face.
Mr. Caffeine.
Oh, fuck that guy.
You guys probably watched the Ubisoft press conference. Actually, you probably didn't, but it's for the best because the guy that they had hosting it was just so bad.
I feel so
every single
guilty
joke
about
he made.
I feel so guilty about making fun of Cliffy B because this guy really I want him shot out of a cannon into the sun.
Okay.
Everyone was just like on Twitter it was the funniest thing. Jim Sterling was just making up things about this guy like he has a room full of dead mice and he has sex with them. He was just the most like I understand you can have energy but he was just so tacky and like just so smarmy. I felt like he was trying to fuck me and sell me a used car at the same time. It was
He's
awful.
a mom fucker for sure.
It was so awful. And then we saw him at the Ubisoft booth doing the demo of Assassin's Creed. And it was funny. The first day I walked in, and I was just like, oh, God damn it, I hate this guy. And progressively through the show, he had less and less energy. And yesterday, it looked sad. And I feel like maybe some people were shouting things at him. But
I feel bad. He's probably a nice guy, but seriously, he's just annoying as fuck.
yeah, if he got stuck at the bottom of a well, I would not hear his cries for help. We still, they make great games, but like, who hired this guy? Like, what is he doing? I'm sorry, we're so unprofessional.
Okay, you want to talk about...
I wanted to talk about tits just for the hell of it.
Okay.
I think THQ had some incredible booth babes. Booth babes are obviously a big part of E3, and you complain about them and you make faces. THQ was just so shameless about it. For Saints Row, they had a bikini car wash, and I mean, I feel like bikinis are a little bit like less revealing than what they were wearing. It was tawdry, and they had. Okay, so I was walking the show floor, walking along, doing my thing, being like, "Hi, Max Scoville," and I see this girl, and I'm just like, and she's wearing this like tiny little dress, and I do like the and then I walk past, and God, I'm such an asshole. I look at her butt, and just printed on the back of her dress, on her ass, it just says, "Follow at THQ for more information." And I was just like, well, they got me. They tricked me. I looked at her ass. I should probably follow her on Twitter. I don't know. So it's just, no. But yeah, it's,
You know what? I thought the NOS booth had some really good booth babes, although they all had giant fake tits.
Welcome to LA, Tara.
Whoa.
Oh my God, it's a bee.
Live television.
Yeah, so-
Not live, I'm just kidding, but yeah.
So yeah,
So those are our kind of...
It's my first E3. I was obviously very excited about booth babes because I'm dumb, but
Right.
I mean,
It's hard not
there's
to
a
look at
special
them,
kind
I
of
will admit.
pageantry about it. Like there's really, it's pageantry. It's like it's a performance.
The
It's like,
decadence.
you know, you make the swag, the booth babes. It's the stuff you see on the internet, and I got to see it for the first time, and I mean,
Breaking news, Max Scoville likes tits.
I can't talk to girls either. It was funny. I'm like,
Okay, let's wrap this up because we got to get back up to San Francisco so we can you know, go back to our studio and stuff. It's our home, really.
Glad you guys could check out our footage, and if you haven't, we have like a bajillion videos that we put up, and Jonathan Holmes has been running around like a crazy person putting up videos too. It's all on youtube.com/dtoid. We've had a blast. It's
we
been
hope you guys
awesome.
had as much fun watching as we had reporting to you here from E3.
It's
I'm
been
not
a
going
lot
to
of
forget
fun.
this week for a long time, probably until next
I'm not going to
E3.
recover from this week for
Yeah.
a long time. We
Let's
love
go get
you.
some beers.
Yeah, let's
Let's
do
do
it.
that.
Fuck you, Tara. I don't want to go home.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.